Hey, welcome to another episode of Dylan's Projects. Today's a special day. It's the 1 year anniversary of my Tesla Model S. So I thought this would be a great time to kind of talk about my charging situation and what it costs to charge this car and use it for the year. So let's look at the garage first. What we have is a wall-mounted Tesla charger. Mount to the wall there. I ordered that from Tesla online. I spent $500 for it, shipped. Let's go out and let's look at the configuration of the home. So it's in that corner of the garage. And the electrical box is on the right side of the house. So let's take a closer look over here. The way the electrical company works is I have a separate off-peak meter for the Tesla. So the two brown boxes here, one's my air conditioner and one's my whole home meter. And then this one, it's a 20 multiplier for the Tesla off-peak charging. And you can see I've used 419 meters times 20 for the year. So let's go look at how it's set up on the inside, and then we'll start breaking down how the bill goes for this year. So let's talk a little bit about the installation on the inside of the home. Here's the fuse box, and my setup actually has 3 different breakers that were added for the Tesla charging. The first one is the 50 amp. This is the one that goes to feed the Tesla charger in the garage. The 15 amp and also this 120 volt amp are for the off-peak usage here. So when the power comes in from the outside, it actually goes to a box up in the roof here. This is a relay that the power company can turn on and off. So they get to toggle and control the charger in the garage. This is a little frustrating at times in case I need a charge and I'm not on off-peak time. I am not able to charge using that charger. I had to run a 6-gauge cord all the way from here through the roof over the bathroom here and into the furnace room, coming through the furnace room through the ductwork, and then finally up into the garage through a hole drilled through there. So to understand how much an electric vehicle is going to cost as far as driving it and the consumption of electricity in your area, you really have to understand your electric company and how they're going to charge you. So let's start off with, I live in Maple Grove, Minnesota, and I get my electricity provided by Wright Hennepin Co-op. And to start with, they promote people using electric cars. Since they make money off of electric vehicles, they want to make it as easy as possible. So a few things that they provide for us is if you install an off-peak meter, they will actually give you a $700 rebate against future bills. So this will pay 3 or 4 months, and then they charge you 6 cents a kilowatt hour, which is a very, very cheap rate. I mean, you could pay 3 to 4 times this in other states. So it makes an electric car in Minnesota very economical. When I did have the installation, I'm going to break it down. I think I got $800 of rebates at the time. I bought a 50-foot 6-gauge cord from Menards and ran it myself, thinking I was just going to pretty much throw a 50 amp breaker in my fuse box and wire in the garage charger and I would be done. Unfortunately, when it came to the off-peak meters, it got a little too complex for me, and I hired an electrician to come in. And at the end of the day, the electrician cost me $800. The wiring was another 100, and the charger in the garage was 500. So I had to invest about $1,400, and I got 800 of it back. So let's calculate out the cost. I'm just going to throw in a placeholder here for install, and we're going to put that at $600. All right, and then we're going to throw in, let's see here, usage, and that was 419 times the 20. So this is how many kilowatts that we use for the entire year. Spend, we are going to set equal to the usage multiplied by the cost. So I spent $502, $503 of electricity for the Tesla for last year. Now let's see how that breaks down to per mile. Now, when I look at the Tesla, I have a little over 21,000 miles on it. We took some trips to Chicago, Iowa City, to our cabin in North Dakota. I'm estimating that all these trips were probably around 2,000 miles. So I'm going to back that out because that wasn't charged using this particular meter. So let's call this per mile. And that's going to equal to so I'm estimating that we're at about 2.6 cents a mile. And so you start thinking about that, it's fairly good. Gas prices around here are, we'll just use $2.60 as a high mark. So in comparison, we'll call it miles per gallon, and that's going to be the $2.60 divided by the B4 sign on it. So you can see that we got close to 100 miles per gallon equivalency for driving the vehicle. We do have a Nissan Altima that we have for the kids. That car gets probably around 25 miles per gallon in the same average driving. So we're actually getting 4 times the miles per gallon value. And when you add the cost of no oil change into that, that saves us probably another $100 a year. So because we spent $500 and we would have spent 3 times as much in the Altima, I'm thinking that we saved around $1,500 in gas, or in value of gas, and then plus, we'll say $100 in oil changes for being fairly judicious with being able to use a coupon or whatever. So $1,600 a year in savings. If we own this vehicle for 10 years, that's $16,000 of savings. So based on my 1-year look back, I would say that an electric car is a tremendous value. And about the only drawback that I see is I'll probably go through tires a lot quicker, since I definitely accelerate harder. And they can be fairly expensive tires, especially on the Model S. So that kind of offsets it, but it's a price you pay for driving a little bit more aggressively. So there you go. Those are the numbers. If saving $1,600 a year in Minnesota is something you look forward to, by all means, go get your electric car and start the savings. Thank you.